All right. So, dude, year 4 of Unite is cooking year 3 so hard, and it just began. It's kind of crazy. Thea Sky Ruins update notice. Thea Sky Ruins is becoming Thea Dry Ruins as we are getting Groudon added to the game in the center, but that's not it. They're doing a ton of different map changes. This is like an actual huge map refresh in a bigger way than we even expected. Hey everybody, Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw! On Thursday, September 4th, the map Blue Sky Ruins will be updated. It's a translation here from the Japanese site for Unite, by the way. Will be updated and will appear in the game as Blue Sky Ruins Groudon. In line with the update, the map used in ranked matches from Thursday, September 4th will be Blue Sky Ruins Groudon. The map used before the update will be Blue Sky Ruins Rayquaza and will continue to be playable in casual and custom battles. Okay, and when I first started reading this, I thought, okay, cool, they're bringing in Groudon, they've got some stuff there, it should be really fun. But there's actually a lot more going on, and it's kind of exactly what we hoped for with the map update. So you can sort of see it right here, but this is the change to the map, and inside the Ray Pit, so much grass has been removed in the center here. It's actually really interesting. Like, let me zoom in on this just a little bit here. Hold on, enhance. It's not really going to enhance the way I want, I don't think. Like, it's enhanced on my end, but I don't think it shows it well enough on your end. But you can see, like, the L bushes cut down right here. You could see no grass around the pit in these parts. So it's definitely a change in the Ray Pit for that final fight, which I think is going to be really interesting. And for other fights that happen, because we have some other stuff that's happening on the map that we were hoping we were going to get, but we weren't sure. All right, let's continue reading here. Rayquaza has been replaced by Groudon with 2 minutes remaining in the battle. The Pokemon that appears in the center of the map will change from Rayquaza to Groudon. When Groudon is KO'd, all team members will gain a small shield and a significant increase in goal speed and damage dealt. Interesting that it says small shield. For the longest time, this is talked about it only as a buff. And it's also interesting they say small shield because the Ray Shield's pretty big. This effect will remain until KO'd. When a Pokemon with this effect is KO'd, the KO'd Pokemon will gain the effect. Even if Groudon is KO'd, there is still a chance of victory if you can KO the opposing Pokemon. We expect this to be a tense battle until the very end. No question, if this is done right, it will be one of the most exciting changes Unite has ever seen. A complete tone shift to the end of the match, right? Changes to the timing of wild Pokemon appearances. They're changing a lot here, guys, so let's get into it. We're changing the timing and location of wild Pokemon appearances in early stages of the game. While maintaining ease of play, the upper route will feature more intense battles from the beginning, while the lower route will allow for steady level ups, even while still allowing for competition for wild Pokemon. So they're going to set this up differently where the top path is going to be spawning things, it sounds like, more frequently than the bottom path. However, the bottom path is going to have safer, chunkier pools of experience to, try to get. I assume, I mean, that's kind of what happens right now, but they're going to even like more greatly lean in this direction. We're also making changes so that Pokemon in the upper and lower routes can move around the map more actively. So we hope to bring some variety to how the game unfolds in the early stages. I'm really interested to see what they are looking for with this. If they're going to do that jump pad thing that they kind of had in the 500 point mode, or was it the China version? I'm kind of like mixing them up now. What this feels like, by the way, is they're taking the things that worked in China and the things that worked in the West and trying to meld them into one map, right? Change the shape of the grass on the map. The shape of some grass patches have been changed or removed. The area of grass patches across the map has been made smaller than before, resulting in a map with better visibility than the original Thea Sky Ruins. So better visibility obviously is better for characters that worry about getting dove on. So speedsters and things like that actually get hurt a bit with better visibility, right? It also makes it better for like auto attackers because there are less places for you to hide and get away from their A presses, and it should make it better like in general for like low mobility ranged characters in the game. The area of grass patches have been made smaller, blah, blah, blah. We expect changes to the movement of Pokemon on the central route in the early stages and Pokemon that excel in team battles. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this small change here, or seemingly small change, actually affects the makeup of a Unite team quite a bit. Regidrago appears in the center of the map midway through the game, so we're taking elements from 500 point mode. Regidrago is now an objective. You know that weird point in a match of Unite where there isn't really anything going on, like the top and bottom objectives are gone. It's a while before something happens. Sometimes teams try to push like a tier 2 in a moment like this. Now we have something to fight over that the game is directing us towards. After a certain amount of time passed since the start of the game, Regidrago will appear in the center of the map. If it's anything like the Regidrago in the China version, it kind of walks up and down the center of the map a little bit. If you KO it, either Regidrago, Charizard, apparently this is a weird translation. This is supposed to be Swablu Altaria, will reappear randomly after a certain amount of time has passed. So once you knock it out, it looks like that's what's going to reappear. The Pokemon that KO'd Regidrago will gain a buff that increases its goal speed for a certain period of time. This will add excitement to the mid game, where goals are difficult to reach and the game can tend to become stagnant. Yeah, this is true, right? There is that point in the mid game where, without someone just offlaning and pushing a tier 2 or a team push, there isn't a lot that can happen sometimes. But now there's an objective that kind of changes that. If you're able to quickly get this objective and you have now this faster scoring speed, it will be really easy to take that and start dunking some points. The appearance positions of Regieleki, Registeel, Regice, and Regirock has changed. I want to say, by the way, to all the people who said I was crazy when I was pointing out in that promo video for the new Charizard skin that Charizard was fighting Regis in the top path that are never there, I wasn't crazy, all right? It wasn't just a coincidence. They were doing something. Until now, 3 minutes into the game, Regieleki would appear in the upper route, and one of Registeel Ice Rock would appear on the lower route. With the updated map, Regieleki and one of the Regis will appear on a random route for each match. From the second time onwards, they will appear in the same location. The key to victory will likely be which route you prioritize and whether your team can flexibly respond to changing situations. So we are actually going to see a more dynamic situation with Regis and teams having to decide how they're going to... But dude, the fourth year of this game is so much better than the third year. It's crazy. And this is going to be so interesting and competitive. I can't wait to watch these games. From the second time onwards, they'll appear in the same location. The key to victory will likely be which route you prioritize. Yeah, it's just going to be so interesting to see how teams react to this. Change in score required to destroy goals. So, in team battles over Ray, it seemed that the mainstream strategy is to prioritize the lower front goal over the upper front goal because it leads to an advantage. We believe that this is natural, that there will be differences in the influence of the goals. So, we've reduced the score required to destroy the upper goal and increase the score required to destroy the lower goal to reflect the magnitude of their influence. So now top goal breaks faster, bottom goal takes longer to break, which is going to mean that those two goal zones are up for a longer time. So if you're doing well in lane and kind of controlling those fights, you're going to be in a great position, right? Because you'll be able to take all of that experience that continues to spawn in the bottom path. And this also means there could be some really aggressive plays made to push the top path goal. We also now have the changes due to the mega licenses, and this is going to affect the rest of the megas, I assume. Changes regarding Unite license Mewtwo. Starting in September, Pokemon capable of Mega Evolution are scheduled to join the battle. These Pokemon will have a dedicated Mega Stone required for Mega Evolution set as one of their held items. In line with this, starting Thursday, September 4th, Mewtwo X and Mewtwo Y will be set as one of... Mewtwo Night X and Mewtwo Night Y will be set as one of the held items for Unite License Mewtwo X and Unite License Mewtwo Y. Please note that the leftmost held item slot will be automatically overwritten with this at the time of the update, so be careful when selecting Mewtwo in battle. Additionally, after the update, Unite License Mewtwo X and Unite License Mewtwo Y will be treated as separate licenses. You can have two Mewtwo's, Mewtwo 2s on the same team. This change means they can be selected for battles at the same time. Also, even if one is banned in draft, the other will still be available. We now know that this is how other megas should like work in the game. I don't know if that means you can either take, like, let's say they do Mega Char, you can either take Mega Char into battle with the Mega Stone, or you don't equip the Mega Stone and you just play Charizard how it is normally. That will be really interesting. They actually they could go with that direction and say, like, look, if you already have Char, now your new license, all you have to do is get the Mega Stone, which who knows what they're going to charge for that. I don't know if it's like tickets or coins or gems or whatever. Now you can play Mega Charizard. It will be really interesting. This is so good. I can't believe it. Every time they're like going through all this, I'm like, dang, I can't believe they're finally doing it. We finally have this is actually a changed map. And they're going to have changed, like, things are different on it. Pokemon are spawning differently. There's a new objective in the center. There's also another new objective that you're fighting over. They're changing the ways goals break. They're changing the end game. They're actually changing the map, which is crazy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I kind of can't believe it, but year 4 of Unite, it might be like our best year since year 2. So thank you. Love you. Bye. We did it.